It's time to ring in the new year with At Your Leisure, and we're celebrating it outsider style with a fascinating visit to Hardware Ranch in Cache County for the annual elk viewing festival.
Then fly fishing in the winter? You bet, as Reece Stein takes us on an amazing fly fishing adventure in the lower Provo River.
Finally, we wrap up 2018 by taking an adventure-filled backward look at some of the AYL crew's favorite stories throughout the year. Everybody has a favorite.
See if you agree with our list. At Your Leisure is next.
What am I?
You're an elk.
You're right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Ria Booth.
And we are up here today at the Hardware Ranch in Cache County. It's the opening of the season. This is, of course, the fourth elk season of the year. You start with the bow hunt, then you have the rifle hunt, then you have the muzzleloader hunt, and now there's the viewing hunt.
Which is the whole entire family can enjoy this part.
That's true, and this is a great place for your family to come enjoy a little outdoor time and get an understanding of elk and habitat. They have so many things going on, from school programs to just being open to the public to special events. We'll cover it all for you right now, but let's find a little bit about the ranch.
In the early 1900s, population in Cache Valley was starting to grow. Elk population was starting to grow, and when that happens, you start to get some wildlife-human conflict. So to mitigate that, in 1945, the Division of Wildlife purchased the initial property that became Hardware Ranch. This area was locally known as the Hardware Ranch, and we began to feed the elk here to keep them from migrating into the valley. They were already coming into this area before they moved down into the valley, and so we just kind of stopped them prematurely in their natural migration path. So when you come up here during the regular sleigh ride season, you'll see our elk out here on the meadow. It's not uncommon to see deer on the hillsides, moose down in the river, in the canyon on your way up. We have bald eagles that hang around looking for any carrion or anything that's around. And then we'll go out on the sleigh ride out here, and we'll talk to you about a little bit of the history of hardware, where our funding comes from, and we'll talk some of the research we do, like at our trapping facility out here. Of course, we have our Visitors Information Center right here. We have some little scavenger hunts. They can go around and look for particular wildlife in our wildlife mural. Of course, we have the sleigh ride. And then if they're part of a school group with their elementary school, we run education programs, and they can come up and they learn about predator-prey interactions. They learn about resources and how those are important. They get to self-explore. They can touch some of the furs, see what they feel like. They come from the different types of animals. We'll have our track table out, which has sand in it, and we have plastered casts of wildlife tracks. They can put those in the sand and see what the different tracks look like. We'll talk with them about the difference between antlers and horns. Well, there's four main differences. Number one, antlers are made out of bone, and horns are made out of keratin, which is what our fingernails and our hair is made out of. Antlers get their blood supply from the outside when they're growing. They're covered in a fur-like substance called velvet that's full of blood vessels. Horns get their blood supply from the inside. Antlers, with the exception of the caribou, only grow on the males, whereas horns grow on both male and female. And antlers fall off every year and grow back, and horns stay with the animal for their whole life. Members of the deer family, like elk and deer and moose, grow antlers, and members of the cattle family, or the bovine family, I should say, grow horns, like bison and beef cattle, and members of the sheep family as well grow horns.
In addition to the regular activities and educational programs, they do have a couple of special events up here at Hardware Ranch. One of them is where we're at the beginning of the season, called the Elk Fest. And then there's a thing called, in January, called the Smoke pole biathlon.
Yeah, and that means muzzle loaders for all you greenies out there. We just learned that today. But it looks really fun. Like you put your snowshoes on and you run and you shoot targets. I think that would be really fun.
Of course, this event's no slouch either, as you can tell by the crowds that are here. In addition to archery, there are all kinds of things you can do in the visitor center.
Yeah, the visitor center was really cool. I mean, there's all kinds of educational stuff in there. They got like the predator prey thing in there, and they've got like stuffed beavers and animals. You can feel the pelt.
What was your favorite part?
Well, the beaver was adorable, even though it was stuffed. It was so cute. I mean, and it was so furry. I know why they went after those things. Those things were just softer than soft.
Well, right now it's time for us to go to our Along the Way, which we start the show with today. Reece Stein finds out that the Provo River is not just a summer opportunity.
I'm Reece Stein, at your leisure on the lower Provo River, one of Utah's favorite trout fishing streams. Even this time of year when the weather's turning, it's a great place to try it out. Holy cow, fishing.
Well, it's not the biggest fish in the world, but it's a start.
All right, well, there's one. Now we'll go for the monster.
We've hooked up with professional guide Ryan Newman for a clinic in late season fly fishing, especially nymphing or bottom bouncing.
What we're trying to do is we're trying to catch the fish that are eating the bugs that are subsurface. And so we're trying to get the bugs down as low as we possibly can in the water column. Just like Mike here has got one. He's nymphing over here with the Provo River bounce rig.
What kind of flies he got on?
So this one we're fishing a sow bug, which is a good bet in the Provo River because they're in the river every single day. And then we've also got a little tiny mayfly on here in the fall.
They've been eating that mayfly, haven't
they? Yeah, so every fish we've caught today has been on the same fly actually. And it might be a whitefish.
So that kind of day, hadn't it?
Yeah, so when you're nymphing, you'll pick up a few of these whitefish.
Well, that's not bad though.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
They're fun to play, and
they fight hard.
They give you a good tussle.
Like I said, they hate to be held.
Mountain whitefish are common in many northern Utah waters. A member of the salmon family, they're big, strong fish, fun to catch, and best eaten smoked.
They hate to be held.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big whitefish.
Big whitefish, nice.
Mountain whitefish, they eat the same thing trout do. So I tell people if you catch whitefish, you're doing what you should do to catch a trout.
Yeah.
But it's brown trout the lower Provo is famous for. A bottom bouncing rig includes a 6-foot-long leader and 6X tippet with sinkers to get the leader and size 24 flies right on the bottom with an indicator high on the leader. Drift the rig along the edges of the riffles or underwater drop-offs. Avoid the moss and ta-da!
Yeah.
All right.
I'll take that. Yeah. That was fun.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Strict regulations keep the Provo a truly great blue ribbon trout stream. From the mouth of the canyon upstream, you must use only artificial flies or lures, no bait. The limit is 2 fish under 15 inches. And don't be afraid to keep a couple of smaller fish to thin out the herd.
That's a nice solid brown trout.
That's what the Provo's all about, huh?
Yeah. It's a good Provo brown trout right there. Oh. Perfect.
You know, fly fishing's fun because it gives you something to do the whole time. You're watching them fly, you're looking for the fish. I'm just not as much a fan as someone to sit on the shore and, you know, wait for the fish to do all the action.
And with so many fish and so many big fish in a river so close to town, the Provo is an ideal place for even novice fly fishermen. For more information on the Lower Provo, check out the Wildlife Resources webpage at wildlife.utah.gov/hotspots. Reece Stein, at your leisure, along the way in Provo Canyon.
The Utah Farm Bureau began as a collection of farmers supporting each other to raise the food we enjoy. Today, Farm Bureau membership encompasses everyone, whether ranchers, growers, or just everyday folks like you and me. Members enjoy discounts on items like vehicles and ATVs, or insurance that's very affordable. You don't have to be a farmer to join, and dues are small, but together we make a big difference in keeping our food supply local and abundant. Join Utah Farm Bureau.
Give us the work no one else wants to do. We don't just go against the grain, we grow it. Give us the frontiers, the places where success is measured and pushed limits. Give us the middle of nowhere, where the only map is your buddy's tread marks. This life, no one's born ready for it.
From the trail to the heart of the backcountry, discover that Ski-Doo feeling with the 2019 Ski-Doo Trail and Crossover sleds.
This week's What's New segment is brought to you by TuneX of South Jordan and West Valley. More than just tune-ups, we're off-road.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. I'm here with Bakin Bill. Y'all know Bakin Bill, the best Dutch oven guy in the world. Anyway, it's holiday season and there's leftovers everywhere you go, at your friend's house, at your house, whatever. And Bill is going to show us what to do with our leftovers.
Turkey.
Turkey leftovers. So, what do we do here?
Well, we're going to take the turkey. We've got it in strips. We actually grilled this a little bit. That's why you see these grill marks. But we're going to cut it up into little cubes so we don't have great big bites. You know, one of the best parts of the Thanksgiving dinner is the dressing for me. But I want the next day, I want to enjoy my turkey again. And I want dressing. And so I've made a turkey dressing casserole. You want to start scooping up the
yes,
while I
yes.
continue cooking?
Okay. This looks great. So this would take about, what, 20 minutes to prepare?
Oh, a little bit of prep. Now I am putting the rest of the ingredients in. For instance, I'm putting in the dressing, store-bought dressing, or you can take your bread, dry it out, season it a little bit. We're putting in our onions, our green onions.
And the celery.
And also we're putting in the sage, and that's what we've got here, the sage and the poultry seasoning. We're putting that in. Okay, let's put about half of those onions. We don't want to have it too,
yeah.
You know, and it's important to really measure these out properly.
So then here we got the dressing.
Yeah, dump the dressing in.
Two bags.
Yeah, another one.
Okay.
We stir it around a little bit, and then we put our
chicken broth
and let the breading absorb it so it gets nice and moist. Now we're ready to go and put it on the in the Dutch oven, put it on the coals.
All right, beautiful. Oh yeah, oh my goodness, this is gonna be delicioso. Yummy.
I like to pour some hard-boiled eggs on here because it helps to give more of a flavor to it of the eggs rather than raw eggs. If I put the raw eggs in there, I got to bring the temperature up, and I want those eggs completely cooked because I don't want any bacteria from it. It really helps the overall flavor with the sage and the different spices we have in there, and of course the vegetables.
Oh, that looks so good. Lid, and fire that baby up. Right. How long is this gonna take?
Until it's done.
Come on. Well, I need to know if I can run errands before I put it on the fire.
There's a lot of things that affect the cooking time. Your elevation,
the
wind blowing, different things like this. It's like a pressure cooker, the Dutch oven is. And the weight of the lid holds that heat in. And so when the heat starts, the pressure starts coming out comes the aroma. What does it do? It triggers your timer. Do you know what your timer is?
Your nose?
Playing as a nose on your face.
I love it.
That's right.
That's great. All right, well, we're gonna throw this stuff on the coals, cook it up, and when we get back, we're gonna show you how it tastes. Oh, Bill, what is this called again?
Turkey dressing casserole.
All leftovers.
Yeah.
Can you believe that's leftovers right here?
That's what you do with your turkey.
That was fantastic. All right, we're gonna go to a commercial break, but we'll be right back.
There's a little place on a Utah map where I was raised, where my heart's at, where the sagebrush grows wild and high, and the stars come out at night. Oh, there ain't nothing like being reservation, skiing starvation, that Duchesne County life.
The trail isn't about point A to B. It's everything in between. An adventure, a reunion, your escape. It may not be the path of least resistance, and we like it that way, because the road less traveled will always lead you somewhere. The new 50-inch Maverick Trail. Can-Am engineering for the trails and all who ride them.
Crisp, colorful, a world in transition. You don't have to travel the back roads of Maine to explore autumn in all of its glory. Beaver County offers fall in unique splendor, with drives along forgotten canyons and hikes through meadows exploding with vibrant hues of red and yellow. Hit the road with your family and discover a side of Beaver County you never knew you were missing. Autumn is fleeting, so don't hesitate. Beaver County, it's time to experience the real Utah.
It's time for the Polaris Holiday Sales Event. Get huge holiday deals on the world's best-selling off-road lineup. Chase adventure on a legendary sportsman. Get more done with a hard-working Ranger. Or attack the off-road with a high-performance racer. Celebrate the season with rebates up to $2,000 during the Polaris Holiday Sales Event.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We are out at the Hardware Ranch doing what people really want to do when they come to the Hardware Ranch. That's get up close enough that they can stare eyeball to eyeball with the elk. And we're pulling that off pretty well. Been some nice trophies to look at.
Oh my gosh, we're in front of a massive herd of cows right now, but the boys were back there, the big boy bulls.
We actually got a nice picture-perfect pose from the champion bull elk that in these parts.
Yeah.
And he knew he was pretty.
Oh, he was gorgeous.
It was pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of trophies, we want to talk about some of our trophies. It's our last show of the year before we start the new year. And we should like to look back on all the fun things or the best stories. And everybody in our staff has their own favorite pick.
Yep.
So we're going to kind of go through the list. What was yours?
Mine was the Stedman story you did with Nolan and Dave Stedman with the family. It was so beautiful.
Taking pictures in the fall.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's beautiful. I got these beautiful colors. Look at these beautiful trees up here. We've seen yellow, red, every color of tree there is today.
So mine would have to be the tribute we did to Fred Hayes. He's a good friend and
of course
great for state parks. And
you bet.
Miss him. In fact, I saw a guy here that kind of looked like him.
Well, he's looking down on us now.
I think that when we have access to, beautiful public lands, we have an obligation to go out and enjoy them.
Shannon Bushman, who handles operations, said his favorite story was when we featured Reece Stein's 50th anniversary of being an outdoor reporter.
Reece has been on many different adventures throughout the past 50 years and always has a captivating tale to tell, from his latest fly fishing adventure all the way to how he got his start as a field reporter.
You mean you want me to go hunting and fishing and camping and hiking and skiing, motorcycling and snowmobiling, and you're going to pay me? And he said yes, and I said, let me check, but I think I can work that into my busy schedule.
Our social media and field producer, Sam Epperson, well, she chose our whitewater rafting adventure from when Ria and I hosted the show down in Bluff, Utah, and rafted down the San Juan River to Mexican Hat.
Ah, it was such a beautiful day, an amazing river ride through the rocks. I wouldn't have missed it for the world.
Drag her kicking and screaming to the site, and then she never wants to leave.
But this was such a cool rafting trip. It started in Bluff, it ends in Mexican Hat, as you can see. Not too many people can get this close to it, so this is a really good bird's eye view.
Our field producer, Chad Mobley, chose Stephen's Last Day as his favorite segment from 2018.
Stephen Heumann was our senior producer and editor for the last 15 years, so when he decided to leave us to pursue a career as a novelist, we were excited for him, but we weren't about to let him leave without a proper send-off.
On Steve's last day, we went to Airborne Trampoline House to remind Steve that it's always important to check your landing before you jump.
Oh, that wasn't deep at all.
And then we went out skydiving to remind him to never regret taking that leap of faith.
Just an update for Steve fans. He has completed his first novel called Paper Heroes. It's a fascinating thriller of an ordinary guy caught in a superhero world. You can get it on Amazon. Good luck to you, buddy.
Thank you. Love this guy.
Our IT manager, Keith Southwick, chose the motorcycle love story about 3 generations of Stedmans who bond over 2 wheels on the open road.
And I will never forget it till the day I'm in the grave, because it was our first time out of the gate, so to speak, you know, and we went to a different state. We went and saw Cortez, we went and saw Durango, and it was just Mom and Dad and Heidi and I, and it was amazing.
Finally, our producer and editor, Cody Tucker, was fascinated by the speed and daring that goes into an attempt at being the fastest car driver on Earth as we followed a family name known here in Utah for ATVs as they chased the lifelong dream to 500 miles per hour.
And once you're in here, there's not much you can do other than step on the gas or put the parachute out. That's the only 2 options you have.
The Vesco saga spans 3 generations of racers taking advantage of the fastest surface on Earth just west of Salt Lake. The timing of lifelong dreams can be a bit tricky. Don passed away just a year after he set a standing world record in his weight class, shy of the goal by a mere 33 miles per hour.
We wanted to go 500 forever. My brother didn't make it, but the team decided to get back together and make his dream come true, and good to go at 503. Don would be doing a high five.
Those are our favorites. What are yours?
As we close the books on 2018, there are lots of memories that we cherish and we're excited to share with you. And if you want to watch the full version, we've set up a special playlist on our YouTube channel at your leisure. Just click on the playlist and look for 2018 staff picks. Now stay with us. We'll be back to wrap up 2018 in just a minute.
This Christmas, give the perfect gift from Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. You can enjoy a Honda snowblower, Honda generator. The kids will love a 2018 Polaris Outlaw 50, 2019 Honda CRF 50F, a 2018 Polaris H150, and for the ultimate family gift, a 2019 Razor XP Turbo S 4-seater. At Stedman's, you'll find a Christmas gift that will be enjoyed all year long.
Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. You may think it's 300 miles out here, but remember, it's only 30 miles back.
It's time for the Polaris Holiday Sales Event. Get huge holiday deals on the world's best-selling off-road lineup. Chase adventure on a legendary sportsman. Get more done with a hard-working Ranger. Or attack the off-road with a high-performance racer. Celebrate the season with rebates up to $2,000 during the Polaris Holiday Sales Event.
Yeah, Now, we're folks bound by traditions. Whether it's holiday time or vacation time, make sure that one of your traditions is a stop at the Creamery in Beaver, Utah. Delicious cheese direct from the factory, ice cream, tasty treats, crafts, and gifts of all kinds. And it's the perfect place to get a bowl of creamy mac and cheese. Start your new tradition the next time you're headed our way. The Creamery in Beaver, Utah. Farm, meet table.
Conquer the summit and catch that Ski-Doo feeling with the 2019 Ski-Doo Mountain Sleds.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We are wrapping up our day up here at Hardware Ranch, and we thought we'd introduce you to our guides.
Annie and Amanda, two beautiful women pulling this incredible wagon behind us.
Yes, and Ria's trying to figure out how to sneak one into the trunk of the car to take home.
Oh, they're so sweet. You're just beautiful. Yes, you are.
Anyway, we have a lot of stuff going on. We appreciate you joining us for our show. Please take a moment and tell us what your favorite story has been during the course of the year. We're kind of doing a little bit of a survey.
Yeah, we just want to say Happy New Year to everybody.
So right now, we're going to just jump right to the end of things and take a look at next week's show.
Next week, At Your Leisure takes skiing behind the family station wagon to a new mountain high as we follow a group of people out to learn how to kite ski.
Then we will keep snow in the theme as the long-awaited winter snowpack takes shape. We will explore the silver mining history as we snowshoe along the Old Park City Rail Trail.
Plus, Scott Huntsman puts the finishing touches on the Red Jeep project with a new set of sturdy rocker panels.
And who has the best job in an ATV dealership? Well, if you hear Joe the Assembler tell it, he does.
Now it's time to give away an ultra-portable Camp Chef stove for our weekly contest winner. Doesn't matter if you're out in the hills for lunch or on your vacation, these Camp Chef portables are the way to cook it outdoors.
Yes, they are. Our winner is from Facebook this week. We asked our fans to send us a picture of their AYL sticker on their rig. And our random winner is Marty Walker from Uinta County, Wyoming, who proudly wears the badge on her pickup truck. For the rest of you who sent pictures, keep watching because your pictures are going into the prize barrel.
Next week's show looks great, or should I say next year's show?
Yeah, we got a great year lined up. We got a new crew. They're going to be taking a fresh look at the world outdoors. I think that the new season of At Your Leisure is just going to be a kick.
Oh, it's going to be stellar. Every show.
Okay, now you got a couple of months left of winter. This place is open through that season. You can come up here any day and ride the elk.
Ride the elk. Yeah, they let you ride elk out here. It's amazing. No, they really don't.
No, you ride the wagons out to the elk, and the visitor center's open. Friday's their educational day. If you got a class or a school that wants to come up here, that's the day to do it. Great field trip.
Yeah, and then they have that muzzle loading biathlon in the middle of January, which check that out. That'll be really fun.
True. Now, remember that our sponsors make this show go, and we are thankful to them, and thank you all for supporting us. Thank you to the viewers, and be sure to let the sponsors know that you see advertised on our show that you like what you see.
That's right, and get those stickers on your cars.
That's right.
For your ATVs.
So we've got a year in front of us. Remember, our motto next year is going to be the same. There's adventure around every bend.
Just got to get out there and create your own adventure.
At your leisure.
Let's go for another ride.
I want to get sticks and put on my head and see if I can pass as an elk.
Not going to happen.
Not going to happen? All right, well, let's go.